ECSI fans, you want to revolutionize your sports investing habits? Allow me to tell you about WagerWire. WagerWire is an app that helps you become a superior bettor by allowing you to sync all your sports books and track all your bets in one place. See your current action, your betting history, and stats. You could also sign up for sports books and collect bonus offers. Follow them at WagerWire on X, as it's the best account on the platform. Head to App Store or Play Store now and search WagerWire and download.
Check this out. We got a great show coming your way.
From the ECSI Sports Studios, the #1 sports information program in America, the Breakfast Bankroll, with your host, the sports broker, Jeff Dawson.
Good morning, sports fans from all around the globe. I am the host, Jeff Dawson, East Coast Sports Investors. And it's Christmas Day for these guys. They've put in all the work. We were talking since January when it was snow, blizzard, sleet, and rain back east. And these guys are talking baseball, talking Omaha. Well, this is when the rubber hits the road. This is their final exam. This is where they just let it all out. And if you haven't dived in by now, shame on you. As you can see, I'm supporting Nick's Tennessee Volunteers. It's time to wake their asses up. It's showtime, and we're fired up here. So we're going to talk some regionals today with the best in the business, Mr. Matt Grissom, and, of course, Mr. Nick Hatko. Quentin Mills on assignment. We got the regionals starting today, and these guys have a guide second to none. They'll tell you where you can go and download that, thanks to Visa. First and foremost, a shout out to our proud sponsors and partnerships. It's WagerWire. Head on over to Google Play, download the app. It is free. Travis will be on today at 1:30. Set your calendars there. The best in the business. Have some fun with that app. We do here at ECSI. And, of course, AtlantaSteaksAndSeafood.com. Terry Smith, you outdid yourself. I got my box of protein yesterday. New York strip, cowgirls, filet mignons, pork, chicken. Thank you so much. We'll get you on the start of the week. Head on over to AtlantaSteaksAndSeafood.com. Steaks, chops, seafood, appetizers, wines. For subscription plans, just set it and forget it every 30 days. Terry will deliver you a box of protein. The only thing you'll need is a spare propane tank. So without further ado, I have to change this here. Hold on one second, gents. Let me see here. Grissom. Nope. Nick. There it is. Mr. Matt Grissom and Mr. Nick Hatko. What's up, boys?
Good morning, Jeffrey.
Good morning, Jeff.
Nick, I had to bring it out. It's time. Listen, you guys were perennial, scoring 20, 25 runs. You're hitting grand slams every other inning. You've been leaking a little oil. You've been losing some series, but that's all behind you. It doesn't matter now. Just two and move on. Two and move on. It's Christmas Day, Nick. How you feeling?
Feeling good. Yeah, I mean, just in terms of Tennessee, you're right. It's clean slate. And one thing I do is trust Tony Vitello. He's been the coach here for 6 or 7 years now. He's been to Omaha 3 of the last 4, so he's obviously doing something right, especially when it comes to postseason. So it's hard to doubt him, especially when they are at home. But, yeah, I mean, just an overall outlook, this is probably my favorite day of the year. Today and tomorrow, just because tomorrow's some elimination games as well. So it is a day packed full of, it will be from noon until 12 p.m. or 1, because I'm sure some will get delayed. It's raining here right now in Knoxville. So who knows what's going to happen? But man, yeah, I'm woke up this morning. I set my alarm just in case I didn't want to miss this show, but I ended up literally waking up at 6:45 and not being able to fall asleep just because I was too excited.
Mr. Grissom, to the right of me is DraftKings. Okay, and College World Series favorites. Who's at the top of the heap but the Arkansas Razorbacks? No pressure, though. No pressure. I do know some naysayers, some people that we bring on the show regularly, that they ain't drinking the Kool-Aid, and I just thinking of you, of course. I don't have a bucket hat for you for Arkansas. Maybe you can help me at that point somewhere down the line here. How is Matt Grissom and the Razorbacks feeling today?
I mean, I feel still optimistic, but at this number, I don't think they should be the short shot to win it. I've been saying that since they started being the short shot. I think LSU probably deserves it. I think Vanderbilt and Arkansas probably right in line with where they should be with each other. But for whatever reason, the odds makers have liked the Razorbacks, and I mean, it is what it is. I'm happy to have a 12-1 ticket, a 10-1 ticket, 11-1 ticket. It's, I don't say that to brag about CLV because, that it all burns like trash at the end if it doesn't cash. But, yeah, I mean, we have expectations just like we do every single year. Haven't lived up to them the last two, so let's see if they can right the ship and get back to Omaha.
Well, before we get off that path, unfortunately, we talked about it the last show. The brackets, the committee didn't do us especially any justice because the hopes of regionals, super regionals, the Final Eight getting to Omaha, have the Razorbacks, have the Vols, maybe Quentin Mills, Florida Gators. Unfortunately, that can't happen. So, Nick, I know we don't like to peek ahead here, but if and when you do move on from the regionals, initial thoughts of a potential heading back to Arkansas?
Yeah, what are you trying to curse me? Like it's finally game day.
No.
Regionals are finally here, and you're already talking about moving on to Super.
I have to just peek ahead because I want to tell the world how we're gonna, invest here if you haven't already invested, whether it's just in the regionals, whether it's to get to Omaha. So some people will just run to the window and they'll get a Arkansas ticket to Omaha, and then they'll get a Tennessee ticket to Omaha without looking at the brackets, and that could be a way to go, by the way, because
I think what I was going to say.
One of those two should make it to Omaha.
Yeah, I would say if you look at it the way it's set up, how most basically like the right side of the bracket, how most of like the median like pictures you'll see have it is definitely the tougher side, I would say. So one way you can play it if you want to look ahead, especially like from a Tennessee standpoint or from that right side standpoint, is because I do think that right side, I think the national championship, whoever plays for the national championship is going to be either LSU, Arkansas, or Tennessee. I think those are the three, like when they're playing their best, are probably the three best teams. Not really a whole lot. I get Texas is there. There's some others like Georgia Tech, but there's nobody that I trust more than those three. So one way you can do it, especially right now with Tennessee, you can get it a much bigger number to make Omaha because of that super matchup. So there are ways you can kind of get around paying the price for Tennessee to get to Omaha right now, and then hedging it. And like, there's different ways you can work the money line with Arkansas if that's what it ends up being next week.
Matt, again, I'm not trying to jinx you guys as well here before we start to dive into these games. And then I look at some prices over here back on DraftKings. With all your CLV, and we don't want the Dave Sharapan waterfalls, we don't want to be seeing that for, every other day, and then we're just making confetti of these. How do you approach, as we're about, we're a couple hours away from first pitch today?
Yeah, I mean, I think Nick said it best. The right side of the bracket is pretty much all SEC teams. Like, they set this up to where they could cannibalize each other. You've got Arkansas, Tennessee, potentially Kentucky, LSU, Georgia, Ole Miss, Texas, all right there on the right side, where you have Bama, Vandy, and Auburn on the other side, and Florida.
But still,
so I get it that SEC is kind of running the show right now with all of these appearances, but at the end of the day, you have the powerhouses on the right side, and I actually struggled to find. Obviously, as a homer and a fan, I want Arkansas to make it all the way. I still think it's going to come down between Arkansas and LSU if it gets to that point in Omaha. To get there, it's going to come down to Arkansas and Tennessee. So I truly think the three best teams in the country are all on the same side of the bracket. So then you go to find who they're going to match up against. And it's, in my opinion, it's either going to be Florida State, North Carolina, or Vanderbilt.
And I've been talking.
And you tell me, I mean, those three are a lot easier than the other three I named.
And I've been talking about this North Carolina team for a little while now, and right now I can get them at plus 950. Now I feel more comfortable with them getting to Omaha. I like what I've been seeing, especially the last few weeks. But you guys have been talking about this Vanderbilt team, Matt. This looks like the Vanderbilt team of old, of a few years ago here. What has jump-started them all of a sudden, Matt?
Just their offense. I think they're figuring out their pitching rotation, figuring out a role for Connor Fennell, getting J.D. Thompson on Friday nights, Cody Boker the second. They just look like a complete team right now, and I don't know if that was just more of a fluke over the last 10 games. They look really good, but as far as the season-long stats, this is a team that's still 75th in weighted runs created, 177th in OPS, 203rd in batting average. Now, can they continue this momentum and keep playing with an offense? We'll see. I think they can. They look good. I don't want to discredit Tim Corbin and what they've done with this team. But at the end of the day, the numbers are still there that this offense can go into a lull now and then.
Back in the heyday, a handful of years ago when we started the show, the names of Rocker and Leiter. Is there two comparisons right now with this Vanderbilt team?
I don't think so. I think you could say J.D. Thompson is about half of that, but outside of that, I don't think so.
Matt, I'm going to stay with you. This is year 3. We started what's 25, 22, 22, 23, 24, 23, 24, 25. Okay. You guys have just blossomed. You guys your work is second to none. So before we start breaking down some games and some tickets here, talk about the process. Talk about the vision. Talk about A, your website, B, your guide, and C, where they can download it now before the games begin.
So let's start with the guide, because that's kind of my project, my baby, I guess, so to say. When I started handicapping this, I noticed that there was so much information, but it was all scattered across different websites. And I really just wanted a centralized resource to get all of this info out and be able to refer back to it while I'm trying to handicap. It made it so much more streamlined. And then the eventual goal was to get that same sort of process turned into a website to where I don't have to sit there with a Excel spreadsheet or a pen and paper and write down what a pitcher's done over his last 3 starts, what a team's done here lately. You know, baseball goes through the highs and the lows, and trends are really important to pick up on. So we've converted that. Nick Dimmitt has done a fantastic job with the website, getting all of my crazy ideas and formulas and everything to try to calculate win probability. And then we've done the same thing in the guide for the regionals and the probability to advance. So I started putting these guides out in 21 or 22. And I think the first one that really took off was the one in 22. I partnered with Parker Fleming, who does a lot of the advanced data. And we kept running the projections and the probabilities, and it kept saying Ole Miss was the best team. And, you know, they barely got in. They went through that really weird regional, and I think Miami with Arizona, where it rained every day. And I it's like, all right, well, Ole Miss 80-1, 100-1, whatever you can get it at. That's the ticket right now. And lo and behold, it cashed. And Gil Alexander still talks about it on a numbers game to this day. Tim Murray, he talked to all the guys at VSIN. They were just blown away by it, and it was right there in the guide. So I was like, well, maybe there's something here. So continue to put it out and get some more hands on it to help me out, because you kind of start to go stir crazy while you're standing there looking at an Excel spreadsheet, typing everything in. But we get it out. We get it out a day earlier than usual for Bill at VSIN, and giving them all the distribution rights for it. You can go download it at vsin.com/CWS. It's absolutely free. Just set up an account. And if you want to pay to become a VSIN subscriber, I will not tell you not to, because I've been one for about 5 years and love the content they put out. Definitely helps me be a better. So there's my spill. Go get the guide.
I mean, every time I turn around, you're on VSIN. You were on yesterday with Ariel. Everyone's pulling you from all angles here. I couldn't be prouder. It's like a proud dad moment. I've been a part of this journey, and we here are super stoked here as well. Nick, you came on board this past fall, and I think we brought you the best of luck, of course, with Notre Dame. You had the dream run all the way in football to the national championship game. You started off this year as the team to beat. And listen, again, respectively, you're the third favorite right now on DraftKings. We talked once we started this show. It's time the rubber meets the road. I got a whole lot of games listed here to the left of me today. I'm going to start with you, and I know you guys got a dub club. I know you got a paid service here. Pick and choose. There's too many to list. There's too many big numbers. Where's your eyes focused on? Are you breaking today down into quadrants, 12-4, 4-7, 7-10 in the late games? Or where are your eyes fixated right now, Nick?
Today's like a normal day. I mean, we are doing this. We're used to basically like how the last couple months have been. They've been putting out 45 to 55 games a day. So no, it's a full slate. Well, not that full, but you know what I mean? It's a full slate. So got to break it down just how we always do. One place I'm looking, so I'll give this one out like as a day, because it's an early one, and it happens to be in the Knoxville Regional. I'm on Cincinnati right now, plus 125. Really like this Bearcats team. They're playing well. I think they're throwing the number one in Nathan Taylor. If you haven't seen him, he was probably, I don't know, Matt could say he was probably the third or fourth best pitcher in the Big 12. So he's up there in the top five at least. And Wake Forest is throwing Blake Morningstar, who I wouldn't say Wake Forest really has an ace right now, but it's not him. So I think these two offenses are fairly equal lately. You can look at all the numbers, and Wake takes it over the season-long total. But Cincinnati, when they've been playing for the lives for the last month, and it is shown. Carrington Cross, Big 12 Player of the Year on the Cincinnati team. I think this offense is going to love to get on this field. So yeah, I think plus 125 for a team that I think this should be more of like a pick 'em type deal. So yeah, give me a plus 25 all day on them.
Matt, anything initially gravitating your eyes?
Well, I think one of the most competitive regionals is going to be that one in Athens with Georgia. But you've got Oklahoma and Oklahoma State Duke going today. This is a battle of good pitching versus good hitting. I think Harrison Bodendorf is going to go for Oklahoma State. We don't know who Duke is throwing yet.
They said Proch.
Is it Owen Proch? Okay, yep. Good. That's who I was assuming. You can get Oklahoma State at even money. They've been a team that have just kind of been an auto bet every Friday night for the last month with Bodendorf going. This kid is absolute nails. I'll take the better pitching in a park that's really going to play into the pitcher's favor. And this one, Duke's number one in weighted runs created in all the Power 4 teams. But I think Bodendorf can cool them down. I don't think they've faced a pitcher like him lately. So take Oklahoma State plus money.
I'm going to stay with you, Matt, here. I think one of the most fascinating games tonight is at 7:30 in the Tallahassee Regional, Mississippi State, Northeastern. You guys have been talking about this Northeastern team, their pitching staff versus Mississippi State, who fired their coach. Whoever wins this, it's a great story. One wins, stays in the winner's side, one goes to the loser's bracket here. Overnight, Mississippi State minus 140, currently at the Circa as we speak. Good morning to Mr. Benson. Good morning to Mr. Stevens. Mississippi State minus 122. I can grab Northeastern plus 102. Am I crazy to actually like Northeastern tonight, Matt?
I don't think so. Our site makes this minus 101 in favor of Northeastern. So we're talking razor thin margin. Northeastern is the number one team in expected ERA, WHIP, ERA. Literally, their pitching staff has looked dominant. They're 63rd in the country in weighted runs created. Mississippi State also has a really good pitching staff. They're 29th in ERA, 4th in xFIP, 18th in OPS. Like, all of their stats align. The biggest difference for me is Northeastern's strength of schedule is only 189. Meanwhile, Mississippi State's 36th. Playing in the SEC, they've seen pretty much everything that Northeastern is going to throw at them. I would be worried back in Northeastern at this point. I've kind of gone back and forth because, do you want to back the team that's on a 27-game win streak and playing some of the best baseball we've seen, or do you want to say, well, who have they played? With respect to your UConn Huskies, not really anybody. I think Mississippi State's probably the right side. As long as that money keeps coming in on Northeastern, get Mississippi State back down because, again, our site only makes them plus 101. I wouldn't lay minus 140 on them. I don't trust them that much. But this should be a great game, whether you want to bet it or not. If I had to bet one side, I think Mississippi State's the right side, but I can't fault you for backing this hot team in the Huskies.
Yeah, the weird thing is, I would say Mississippi State's also starting a bullpen arm, which is very odd this time of year. So they're starting Ben Davis, who only has 3 starts on the season. So I would say that's very strange, and it probably is skewing the number. I think if they're throwing Pico Cone, this is probably minus 150, minus 160. So I think that is a lot of the number right now.
And then Northeastern's throwing Jordan Gottsman, which I don't know. He's had 15 games, 78 innings pitched. So he goes deep when he goes.
Must-watch TV today, Nick. I know we're going to get coverage all over, and they hopefully be jumping in and out to all these walk-offs. Like I was watching softball yesterday. Oklahoma and softball just finds a way to walk off Tennessee yesterday. They're 1 out away. I'm like, all right, they're going to shock Oklahoma. No. Walk off here. Must watch for people diving in today, Nick.
Well, I'll say this. I don't usually like to plug other outlets, but if you've heard of Squeeze Play, it's basically, I wish they would do this every Friday and Saturday, but it's basically, think of NFL Red Zone, but they do that for college baseball. I don't think there's commercials. Mike Rooney, Chris Burke get on there. I think it's usually on either ESPN2 or ESPNU. But it'll be on one of those channels, and it's basically literally is Red Zone, where you won't miss a thing. So that is like my number one watch. So I would probably do it that way. Obviously, this is for our boy Q, who's not here. East Carolina, Florida is going to play a huge deal in that Conway Regional, and they start at noon. So that's going to be like your early game because you have Ethan Norby, who's going to be going for ECU. He's a top 2 or 3 mid-major arm in the country, facing Florida's Liam Peterson, who's a top probably 10 arm in the entire country, period. So that's one of my favorite matchups to watch. And then just give you one more. Well, we already kind of spoke. I would say Miami, Alabama is a fun one. And then there was one more late that I wanted to mention. Oh, Arizona State, UC Irvine. We're going complete opposite. So we're going to noon game with ECU Florida, and then we're going to 9 p.m. game with Arizona State, UC Irvine. That one, I think the winner of this, I said it on our show, I think the winner of this Arizona State, UC Irvine game tonight advances out of this regional. I think either one beats UCLA tomorrow. That's if UCLA beats Fresno tonight. Like that was another one today that wouldn't shock me. So I think the winner of this Arizona State UC Irvine game tonight, it says it's going to start at 9. I'll be shocked. I think this will be a later one. But yeah, those are probably the two main ones, or the two ones that have like a huge difference in who comes out of each regional.
Matt, any must watches for you?
Yeah, I mean, outside of the ones that Nick hit on, I think we could play this game of which mid major do we trust. I think you've got a lot of good mid majors that were consistently good all season long. They're going to be playing the mid tier Power Four teams. So, for instance, you've got ETSU taking on Louisville. I'm not going to be surprised if ETSU wins that one. You've got Western Kentucky playing Georgia Tech. Yeah, I get the mantra of if Georgia Tech is coming in, they're pissed because they're not hosting a regional. Western Kentucky is not a team to be slept on. Georgia Tech starting their ace and Tate McKee, probably a good call. You don't want to overlook them. And then Kansas State and UTSA, the Roadrunners, another team that have been consistently good all season long. Kansas State kind of probably grateful just to have made the field of 64 due to having a committee member on that selection committee. Can Kansas State contend with UTSA? I don't know. And then Arizona State, UC Irvine was going to be my fourth one. Are they anteaters for real? And what Arizona State do you get? Because the advanced analytics for the Sun Devils say that they should be better than what they are. UC Irvine's been consistently good all season long. Actually have more power or quad one wins than the host in that regional in UCLA. So make the case for UCI. I think they could come out of this regional on top, but let's get past Arizona State first.
So we get the regionals starting today. We'll have a reset Tuesday morning for the super regionals as we get ready for next weekend. And then let's go over this again. When are wheels up and the boys heading to Omaha?
We'll be headed out there Thursday, June 12th.
Thursday, June 12th.
I've got about a 4:30 a.m. flight that I'm really looking forward to.
Well, you better behave that night before.
Oh, yeah. I live about 45 minutes from the airport, and last year I had that same flight. I ended up staying in Little Rock closer to the airport the night before just to get 30 more minutes of sleep.
Well, we know what's going to happen. I haven't set the under-overs yet for Jello shots, but you are the favorite. So
Shouldn't be.
We can't wait for that. We've already talked about some live cuts before you get consumed by Derek and the rest of the Circa boys. Wager Wire will probably be out there again, so we got to have you reconnect with them. It's showtime. It's 9:33. We couldn't be more happy to have you guys on early to set the tone here. Standing room only right now on Twitter, thanks to you guys. Matt, where can they find all the work, the guide? They still get time here, guys, so pump it up here, Matt.
Yeah, go check out collegebaseballinsiders.com. We've got about 99% of the starting pitchers listed in there. It's all updated with stadium dimensions. Everything is park weighted. We've got the projections on there, try to help you win some bets, and then download the guide at vsin.com/CWS for College World Series. So go follow along at GrossmonX and at NCAA Insiders. I'm sure Nick will be running the Twitter machine all day with all the clips if you happen to miss anything. But don't get the guide, get into the game. That's all we got, man.
Nick?
If today doesn't move the needle, you need to go to the doctor because you may be dead.
Yeah, and everybody has an excuse pass, as I believe Matt put out yesterday morning. There's a signed letter that we gave out, so feel free to get that. But yeah, can join our free Discord. Everybody's been talking on there all week on regional bets, Omaha bets. They've been talking ever since the lines came out for today's games. Been talking a lot, so good info in there with other college baseball fans. So go join that. Obviously, join our clubhouse. All of our plays in there. I know we're all hot right now. I'm feeling great coming off of last week, so we'll see how today goes. Pretty confident going in, which obviously, Jeff, as a lifetime gambler, when you feel the best is not always the greatest sign, and also sometimes it matters, sometimes it doesn't. But feeling good. So yeah, I would say join our clubhouse. get all 4 of our plays. So it's not just me and Matt's. You also get Q's, you also get Smitty's. So it's all like one price. You're not paying a price to get each one of you don't have to pay 4 different prices. So yeah, join that. Follow, like I said, follow the Twitter. It'll all be going. Yeah, today just super excited until I break my phone if Tennessee gets beat by Miami of Ohio.
Boys, you got time, get a couple Red Bulls in you. You got a few hours to decompress and then get up to that level. I'll be following you guys around the clock. Couldn't be prouder of your work. And this is
if you need a
just
Red Bull today, you're not excited enough.
This is just the beginning. Thank you guys so much. Enjoy the weekend. Go Tennessee. Go Arkansas. Q on assignment. Go Florida. Hopefully on Tuesday we'll all be getting ready for the super regionals and we'll be talking Omaha. Enjoy, boys.
Thanks a lot,
Jeff.
Go follow the boys. Of course, the NCAA Insiders. Matt Grissom on X. Quentin Mills at Q Millie. And, of course, Mr. Nick Hathcote at NHathcote413. Go to VSiN. Download the guide. I promise you, it's the best in the business. Quick commercial break, and we'll wrap it up. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Good Food. At Atlanta Steaks and Seafood, you'll find the highest quality meats from a variety of delicious cuts, tomahawks, salmon fillets, ribeyes, and plenty more to choose from. With an easy-to-use mobile-friendly website, selecting your pick of meat is made quick and easy. And don't forget, worrying about your dinner is a thing of the past. Check out some of the amazing subscription packages that Atlanta Steaks and Seafood has to offer. Fresh steak and seafood straight to your door. Order online at atlantasteaksandseafood.com.
Man, if you're not fired up for college baseball, I live on Cape Cod for everyone watching and listening. So I live 10, 15 minutes from 3 Cape League teams. Katuitt Kettleers, the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. I got Falmouth 20 minutes down the road. I got YD, I got Harwich, I got Brewster, I got Chatham. I eat, sleep, drink shit Cape League baseball, where it is the second best summer league other than the Alaskan League. But when me and Matt met 3 years ago, I saw their vision. I saw the product. I saw the passion and the dedication, and it was a match made in heaven. And as I said, we're in year 3 now, and these guys have just blossomed and grown with the help of VSiN, with the help of ourselves, the addition to Nick, and the rest of their team, Smitty, Quentin Mills. Go to NCAAinsiders.com. The work is already done for you. Pull up a game, pull up the starting pitchers, expected run. They have everything there for you. And we're in that almost lull right now as we're getting ready for the NBA Finals. We're getting ready for the Stanley Cup Finals. We're 60 games into the MLB season. Good friend and colleague Andrew McGinnis, who I'll be on his show in 1 hour. We're going to be starting CFL, Canadian Football League, next week. But my point is here, you get an opportunity for a nice 3-week run here with the regionals, the super regionals, and of course Omaha. Be a part of it. Jump on board now. It's not too late. Let the fun begin. It just, college baseball is something to watch. The kids, I believe in the kids, and the aluminum bats. A game's never over. Trust me on that. If you're on a side and you're up 7-0, and you're waiting at the window to cash that ticket, good luck, because you blink and next thing you know, you're trailing 10-7. So busy day here at ECSI. Excuse me. 10:20, 10:25, I will be a guest with Andrew McGinnis at McGinnis Picks at Wager Talk to talk NHL, to talk some MLB. 11 o'clock, Matthew George back on this channel to talk NBA. Knicks survive. We'll be talking OKC's waiting. We'll talk some WNBA there as well. 1:30, Travis Geiger, Wager Wire will be here to talk so much, talk movies, talk shop, where they are, where they're going for this summer, Bet Bash in August. And then at 3 o'clock, Scotty Webb will be back to talk MLB Friday Night Lights. So anyone interested in ECSI VIP experience, go to eastcoastsportsinvestors.com. Top right, plans and pricing. Scroll all the way to the bottom. Take the retail price out for now. $3 a day, $99 a month. Your own ECSI VIP gym membership. All our plays sent to you directly to your cell phone via text and emailed. All the sports covered. We're celebrating our 10th year of public service. We couldn't be prouder. If you want to know a little bit about us, just Google search Sports Investors and you'll see we're the #1 ranked sports investment firm in the whole wide world, according to Google first page. So from myself, Jeff Dawson at EC Sports Invest, the NCAA Insiders, Matt Grissom, Nick Hatcoat, Quentin Mills on assignment, we wish everyone a blessed morning, and we'll be back soon. Stay tuned.